Susan EDMUNDS Last updated 22/11, September 23, 2017. Yvonne Kerr and Antony Paine are planning to move to Dubai to get enough money together to buy a house in Auckland. Dana Chandler-Brown says the surge of support for National feels like a slap in the face to those who are struggling in New Zealand's housing market. She and her industrial electrician husband have 2 children and rent a house in Te Atatu, West Auckland. But the $500 they pay each week is almost half his take-home pay. The only way they can see to save any money is to move in with her father. "We will be paying less than market rent, which means we can save," she says. "Even if it's only a small amount, and even if it only means that when unexpected bills like car repairs come up they can be covered." Dana Chandler-Brown has a husband and 2 children and is considering the housing implications of the next government. National's tax cuts won't be enough to make a difference to the family's budget. She had her hopes pinned on Labour's proposed changes to working for families. The country is falling to pieces under wealth, Conservative meant. For everyone who isn't currently ahead, there is only an ambulance at the bottom of the cliff set up for them, whether it's housing, education, mental health. Chandler-Brown says the expected result makes getting a better rental property out of the question and puts home ownership another step further away. They can't get a mortgage on one income, they won't qualify for a home start subsidy if they use their KiwiSaver savings, and the bank lending criteria are too strict to get a loan. Dana Chandler-Brown is preparing to move back in with her dad to save some money. "I actually fell pregnant with my daughter, our second baby, accidentally, and I was so scared of the fact that it meant home ownership was going to be delayed by even more years." Housing has been a key issue for the campaign this year, but economists say the result probably means more of the same. The one area of uncertainty is New Zealand first. Winston Peters has made it clear through his campaign that reducing immigration is about as close to a bottom-line policy as he has. Young families hope the next government has the answer. Political commentator Ben Thomas says New Zealand can look to 1996 for an example of how he might wield his power. Then, the only one of his policies he really pushed was an immigration crackdown, and it fell off a cliff. He can and will slash immigration, Thomas says. Prices have already softened in Auckland's property market, and turnover is down by about a third in some parts of the country compared to a year ago. Population pressure has been one of the key elements supporting house prices, and one of the reasons commentators have expected the current market softness to be short-lived. If immigration were to fall away, there could be less impetus for prices to recover. The expected 2018 bounce might never happen. Dana Chandler-Brown has a husband and 2 children and is considering the housing implications of the next government. She's preparing to move back in with her dad to save some money. But economist Shami Billy-Cub says the result is probably bad news for people in Chandler-Brown's situation, because it's likely the status quo for the property market will continue. They don't have any new policies that will change anything. BNZ chief economist Tony Alexander says National's plan to introduce urban planning legislation and accelerate infrastructure development could allow more housing construction. Alongside a change in migration, that's the other way the supply-demand imbalance could be rectified. However, without efforts to improve capacity in terms of builder availability, the shortage of houses in Auckland is likely to grow. Although she didn't vote for them, Whangarei legal executive and Matharoftwo Helen Brazier Stewart can see positives in a national win. The promised increase to the KiwiSaver Home Start subsidy may help with her plans to build a house. Between them, she and her partner should qualify for an extra $30,000 on top of their KiwiSaver savings, provided they remain within the income cap and build a property within the price cap. That would get them back to the same position they were in Perth, before they left 3 years ago. The house prices here at that point surprised me, and of course it's gone up even more since then. We probably should have bought when we came back, but we didn't. In Auckland, Antony Paine is planning a stint in Dubai with his partner, Yvonne Kerr, to save to buy a house. They don't qualify for the Home Start subsidy. He says, while they struggled to get ahead on his teacher's salary, things might not be so bad for the next generation. Between Welcome Home Loans and KiwiSaver, it should be possible for young people to buy. My daughter is 17 now, and if I were her, I'd get together with some mates just to get on the ladder. I didn't do that when I probably should have, and am ruining it now. Sunday start times.